Sweet. What up, y'all? It's Nick. I'm here with a chart. It's the new moon in Scorpio, 2025, hitting at 19 November, a Wednesday, 10:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm putting the chart in Berkeley, California, because that's where I was born. Now, first things first about this moon. Um, it's a real nice, like, rebirth moon. It feels like there's something creative that's been coming in, something we've been wrestling with emotionally, maybe, that there's an opportunity for. Maybe that's cutting things off, maybe that's moving on, maybe that's creating something freely, maybe that's stepping up to the plate in a new way. I see a lot of that in this moon, especially with Scorpio, this fixed water sign of knowing exactly what you're going to go for. There's something about the target, the thing that we know we need now, that we learned about, or we have been learning about in Mercury retrograde. So, as Mercury has made its journey from 6 degrees of Sagittarius, where it's stationed, back, and then, of course, conjunct Mars, which gave it this kind of fiery activity, this action, and then eventually backtracking its way into Scorpio. We've been learning about the Scorpionic things. Well, we've been learning about the Sagittarian things, mutable fire, the spread of ideas, intuition, this kind of like expansive way of being. Sag is so good, ruled by Jupiter, at just finding the wisdom in things. And once we've got a little bit of that wisdom, then we're going to take it down with us into the underworld. And that's what the scorpionic part of it is. This journey into the depths and not being afraid to do so, to go deep, to get into that part of yourself or that project or that thing that you've been doing half-assed for too long, and really jumping in a way that can be supported by this opposition from Uranus here. So, what's going on in this chart? Let's just talk about it. We got 28, 28, 28. That is the moon, the sun, and Mercury all in Sagittarius, or sorry, in Scorpio, opposite the 29th degree of Taurus. So, Uranus and Taurus has been a 7 year journey. We've taken a journey through the fixed earth and the ways that we can awaken or learn about the inherent power by transformation that's occurring in whichever house our Taurus house is. For me personally, that's been in my second house. For a lot of people, this has been about money, finances, resources, the fixed qualities of Earth. And for a lot of people around the world, we've seen Uranus do some really interesting things in the world of finance. Thinking about cryptocurrency, thinking about all the different ways the stock market has changed, investment has changed, the online sphere really changing that. Uranus is, of course, playing a role in that. And this is kind of that curtain call moment. On a personal level, this might be more about you learning to kind of apply and communicate, or maybe it's a moment where you're just kind of reflecting on what maybe that Taurus Scorpio tension is. So you've got fixed water on one side, you've got fixed earth on the other side. This could be a moment for a new way to deal with something around trust, around resource, and that could be in your interpersonal relationships, that could be in your job place, that could be in your creative projects, that could be an output. It really depends where this is hitting in your chart. And if you don't know, send me a DM on Instagram. Green Man Readings is my handle, and we can find that for you. So the story here is this nice little trio of three planets. And then we have two luminaries and one, well, it's two luminaries and one planet, Mercury. Um, Trine, this big water trine, grand trine. So you've got Jupiter right here, recently retrograde in Cancer. You've got Saturn and Neptune retrograding in Pisces. And then you've got the North Node not too far from there, kind of showing us that place that we can evolve into, move into. But there's some fuzziness here. This is TBD, right? We know the feeling of Saturn and Uranus is just this kind of like what is real, what of these institutions actually matters, what is illusion and fog, and what isn't, right? Jupiter retrograding through Cancer can be about reflecting on home, nurture, care, self-care, all these beautiful Cancerian themes. And then, the moon and sun with Mercury can be about how we apply care, how we apply the different emotional needs, necessities that we have. And what's nice is you've got Venus coming in here. So Venus is going to cross over the moon, it's going to cross over the sun. She's going to conjunct eventually with Mercury as well. So she's going to give this kind of abundance, this feminine, this soft kind of balm eventually to these planets. But for now, it's about a kickoff. It's about a rebirth of something that you're going to kind of begin that maybe you've been a little bit worried or afraid. There's a bit of a fool energy with this moon. But it's also deeper than that because it's Scorpio. So I really like this moon for just trying new projects. There's still some tension because of this Mercury retrograde. There's still a lot of reflection because of all the retrograde going on with these planets. So review, revise, rekindle is a great word. What can you go back to and really find depths of really good emotional content? And I mean content in the sense of like, what is a part of who you are inherently and what you came here to do in that moment. And this moon can be really good for creating some of that. The Uranus opposition might make somewhat of a shock in learning that, but it also could be sort of like a release, a letting go and saying, okay, I'm going to go for this, or I'm going to do this, or okay, I'm going to be done with this. That's a big part of it too. So rebirth can happen in a lot of different ways. But what's, I think, important to remember is that in order for a rebirth to happen, there needs to be a death. And that death usually happens in the depths, in the underworld. So thinking about the deeper feels, the deeper breaths, the deeper emotional waters, and really kind of using this creative, inspirational thing to help you catapult into that kind of like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it happen. This is the moment. Um, We've got Pluto, sextile Uranus as well. But overall, I think the theme of this moon is what's that itch that you haven't scratched yet? Or what's that thing that's been sort of bugging you? You felt it kind of gnawing at you for a good minute. And now is the moment to just go for it, to just do it. The square that Mars has right now as well to the nodes, this can lead to a lot of like tense kind of action, but when you actually make it happen and push, it's going to catapult you. So there's a lot of opportunity with this moon to just try it and go see. I really like the vibe right now and the energy. It's heavy, deep, emotional, but with that, there's a lot of opportunity for real big change, creativity, opportunity for just evolve evolving what the project is or could be, and making steps. And as we get into late November and into December, we're going to see um, Saturn begin to station and move forward, and some activities that really were under review before are going to be able to get going in a big good way. So this has been your Scorpio New Moon report. My name is Nick. I am a astrologer, tarot reader, a guide, a teacher, a wayfinder, and a lot of other things. You can find me on Instagram at Green Man Readings. You can find me on Substack. You can find me on YouTube. You can also find me in the interdimensional worlds of the Galactic Funk Federation, surfing the sounds and seas of sweet, sweet music, because that's what I've been doing all November long. So don't forget, music is there for you, art is there for you, these creative things are there for you. So yeah, this is me signing off. Find me at nickthegreenman@gmail.com if you want to talk astrology, tarot, or book a reading, or just kind of go back and forth about all this fun creative energy we got now. All right. Have a beautiful evening, and thank you for watching.